Stealing, there's always a cost. You steal from your company, there's a cost. You steal from a neighbour, there's a cost. Yes, it comes to them, but there's a cost for you. You have spoiled your humanity. You have damaged yourself. You're broken. You might feel for a while like you've won, like you've succeeded, like you've got something you've not earned. But very soon, you'll find there's a price to be paid. Even if the police don't catch up with you. In your own self, the person you are will be damaged. The Bible helps us make decisions. So you get someone like Peter Sutcliffe who says, I was in Bingley Cemetery. I think he was a gravedigger or something like that. And he thought he heard an inner voice saying, go and kill prostitutes. Now, I don't think that he stopped to think about what the Bible said about that. But the Bible's very clear on two counts. He took his inner voice, he had the opportunity, circumstances were such that he could kill prostitutes. It was very easy. It's always been easy to kill prostitutes, I'm sorry to say. He had the inner voice, he thought that was the right thing to do, so he tells us. So he goes out to kill prostitutes. He finds that he can, his circumstances are such he can. He's only got 2 keys, he's not using this 3rd key. This 3rd key would have said, you cannot open this door. This is the wrong decision. This 3rd sensor would have said, don't do it, stop. But he didn't check with the Bible. The Bible says, what does the Bible say? Thou shalt not kill. It doesn't matter who you are. If you live in Britain today, you know that the 10 Commandments say, thou shalt not kill. Everybody knows that. What most people don't know is what the Bible says about prostitutes. Now, it says you shouldn't commit adultery, but it's very generous towards the women who are abused in this way. It sees them as people who are abused. And in the Bible, women who are prostitutes are always looked on with love and compassion by God. Every single time. This is a shock to many people. Every single time that a prostitute appears in the Bible, she's looked on with love and compassion by God as a woman who's been abused. And you know those boring bits of the Bible, those so-and-so begat so-and-so begat so-and-so begat so-and-so, oh, they go on forever. If you read the beginning of, I'm not sure whether it's Matthew or I think it's Luke, I think at the beginning of Luke's Gospel, there's one of those long lists of who begat who until you get to Jesus. And in the list there are 4 women. Mary, the mother of Jesus, who was accused by her neighbours of having a child before she was married. Bathsheba, a woman who was abused by King David, gave birth to a child. And she's mentioned in the ancestry of Jesus. Rahab, a woman who was a prostitute in the city of Jericho. Ruth, a foreign woman. All these women get themselves into the list of people because God is compassionate towards prostitutes. If Peter Sutcliffe had taken the time to read his Bible, he would have found that it would have said, no, don't do it. His life would have been better. Their lives would have continued, and the wives of those women, many of whom were prostitutes, he just decided in his own mind that they were. The lives of those women would have been spared, and those who survived would have lived a much more fulfilled life, and their families who still live with that legacy. The women of West Yorkshire who were in fear at that time would not have been in fear. He didn't check the Bible. You should always check the Bible if you're wanting to know if something's right or wrong. That's why I encourage you to read it. There's great wisdom in here. Now for the fourth key, the final one. You have to have all four of these keys in your hand when you're making a decision. And they all have to give you the yes. If one of them is out of line with the others, then don't do it. If you're wanting to do something and one of these four says no, then don't do it. Here's the fourth. And I'm going to point you to one of the proverbs in the Bible. It's a great proverb. Listen to what it says. This is written by the wisest man ever to have lived. If you were to ask people, who's the wisest man ever to live, they would say, it's Solomon. We talk about the wisdom of Solomon. Solomon, when he became king of Israel, God said to him, ask for anything you want and it will be given to you. And he asked for wisdom and God gave him it. And he is regarded as one of the wisest men. A great portion of our Bible was written by Solomon, including the book of Proverbs, the book of Ecclesiastes, and the book of the Song of Solomon. And people came from all over the world to find out his wisdom. He was a very wise man. And he says this in Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 14. He says, for lack of guidance, a nation falls, but many advisors make victory secure. He's the wisest man in the world ever. And he took advice from people. He took as much advice as he could get. Because he said, if I'm going to make wise decisions, I need good advice. And where are you going to get good advice? Many people go and find their friends. They ask their friends, the people who like them, the people who think like them. They're going to reflect back what you want very often. I'm going to give you 3 hints for how to find good advice. Ask a lot of people. Solomon says, ask for wisdom, ask for counsel, see what you get. Here's how you find it. First of all, don't ask people who are like you. Ask people who you would like to be like. Look at somebody who you think, when I'm their age, I'd like to be like them. When I reach 80, I want to be like that person. When I reach 50, I want to be like that person. This is the person I aspire to become. Ask them for advice. The second thing you can do is ask people who have proved themselves in past. If you've got a big decision, look for people who have given you good advice when you were making small decisions. And thirdly, look for people who value you above your friendship. People who will tell you the truth, even when you don't want to hear it. People who will risk the fact that you might not like them anymore because of the advice they give you. Those are people who are really good to listen to. So there we have it. 4 keys. The inner voice, the circumstances of your life, the wisdom of the Bible, and the advice of wise people. Get all 4 of those in line, and your decisions will stop being decisions. They'll go beyond being good decisions. They'll be great decisions.